Normal people are blowing up on YouTube every day. It's kind of crazy because the world of YouTube only be dominating by vloggers, the typical influencers, people with huge studios that can create, awesome challenges and sets. Those always will exist. But there's now this whole world, this whole hub of YouTube kind of being this place for regular people to share their stories, their skills, their journeys, their passions, their tools with everyday people. And it's kind of just become this world of small businesses. It's almost like you have the big chain restaurants in YouTube, and then now you have a bunch of these mom and pop shops, regular people filming in their living room with stories to tell, skills to teach, just sharing what they can learn and actually connecting with people. On my first YouTube channel, I got into kettlebells over a couple years and I shared about my fitness content. Got to almost 7,000 subscribers in a year, started making about $1,000 a month. The whole thing was that I was a regular guy trying things, getting benefits, sharing my experiences, and people resonated with that. And those are the YouTubers I tend to like to watch. People filming in their living room, walking in a park, sharing their experiences, sharing their thoughts on what's happening. I don't like to follow YouTubers who have, huge studios, huge teams. It feels at that point I'd almost want to watch Netflix at that point, but that's the beauty of YouTube. So what we're finding now, if you go to your homepage, most often you'll find one or two or three channels that show up on your homepage that have less than 100 subscribers. YouTube is recognizing that small channels are being recommended and being watched by millions of people. And that's how every day normal people are blowing up on YouTube. One of my videos was just me talking unfiltered for 15 minutes about kettlebells on my first channel. That video is probably going to hit 100,000 views soon. It just hit 80,000 views. And so that's crazy. If you're watching this, there's a very, very good chance that you have some type of skill, some type of story to tell. And so if you're feeling like, oh, I couldn't do YouTube, I couldn't do that, just try it. Try and see, what you can do, because you do have a story to tell. And yeah, that world of YouTube just being for the elite, that's gone. It's actually easier to be discovered on YouTube today than it was 10 years ago, because the whole power of algorithms now is more about discoverability than just following. There's been a lot of talk about the death of the follower, the death of the subscriber. There's some truth to that, because you could have a channel with less than 100 subscribers and make a 1 million viewed video. I mean, it has to be good, but you can do that. It is possible. And so, kind of in our modern world where we're having a harder and harder time connecting with people, harder and harder time feeling real with people, YouTube has become this incredible platform that still feels very cozy, still feels very authentic, still feels very real. The one place on the internet that still feels like it has the charm of early internet, where it was all about connecting and finding people. And so that's what I found. The biggest shock for me in doing YouTube was that I was like a regular person talking about fitness who wants to watch. And a lot of people connected with it because they're like, I want to hear from a normal person. I don't want to hear from a bodybuilder. And that's why I was like, oh, I'm a regular person who started a YouTube channel. Maybe people find some connection in this. A lot of the YouTube growth content comes from more regular people sharing their experiences. I don't like to watch the huge 1 million plus channels sharing how they got big on YouTube 15 years ago with a whole team. I want to hear about the person who was doing it with their 9 to 5 and who was doing it with a family and, was just sharing their passions. And I think it's really, really exciting. I think that's the thing you need to understand, is that it's this whole world where you can start uploading videos on the internet, get followers, sell your products and services, make real connection while being authentic, and kind of build a whole new life for yourself. It's so incredible. And so my main message to you is that if YouTube feels like it's not for you, but you've been kind of wanting to do it, and you think it's because you're thinking about YouTube from 2016, from 10 years ago, with all these big budget productions, it's not like that anymore. Normal people are the future of YouTube in my humble opinion. And I think that's exciting for you. So my recommendation is figure out what you want to talk about, figure out what, story you want to tell, figure out what skill you want to teach. It doesn't have to be perfect. You really only need an iPhone or, a webcam, a decent microphone, and some simple editing software, and then an internet connection, and you're good to make your first YouTube video. So I would really recommend that. And the beauty is to just be yourself, put yourself out there, and just see what happens. Let me know what you think. And if you want to hear my story about how YouTube changed my life in 1 year, you can watch that here. And if you still feel like you need some more motivation, this video is about how to stop being an audience member of your own life. So I'll see you in one of those videos.